We will start talking about this section, which deals with graphs of functions. And in order to do this section, you will need to have your TI-84 calculator to learn how to do it. We do a lot of learning in the first portion of this course with the calculator, and then we use everything we've learned pretty much for the last 3/4 of it. So you'll need your calculator before you view this video so that you can work along with me. Also, there are videos on my math lab that are produced by professors from Oklahoma City Community College that will help you learn the functions of the calculator if this is something new to you. Okay, so let's take this first example. Graph y equals x to the third minus 3 using the standard viewing window. So what you do is you turn your calculator on. I've got quite a bit of stuff in there. And you'll go to your y equals button, which is the very top left button. If there's anything in there already, press clear and that'll just take the equation out. Now I'm going to type in y equal x to the third minus 3. Your X button is right to the right of the alpha button. There's 4 items on there, but the X is what will show up when you punch it. And we want to do to the third power. So if you want to do to the third power, do your little caret over here. X to the third. Now depending upon your operating system, you might see the caret in your calculator or you might not. Now I need to push my right arrow to get back down out of the exponent, and I'll press minus 3. Now the instructions are to use the standard viewing window. When you are asked to use the standard viewing window, you're going to press zoom 6 on your calculator. Now zoom is up on the top row in the middle. Zoom, and you'll see that 6 says standard. So just press zoom 6. And you should see a curve. Now the standard viewing window has our x values from -10 to 10 and our y values from -10 to 10. Now let's complete the table. There are a couple of ways to do this, but we're just going to do this using the trace feature. So the trace is right up to the right of the zoom. You'll press trace and then -2, and make sure you use this little bottom minus, that's the negative when you put in a negative number. So -2, you should see a negative x equal -2 right here, and then press enter, and y equals -11. Now that's the same thing you would get if you plugged in a -2 into this equation and evaluated. -2 to the third power is -8, minus 3 is -11. Now we already have used the trace feature, so now we can just punch in our next number, -1, and enter, and I get -4. And then 0, enter, -3. 1, enter, -2, and 2, enter, 5. Now if you have used the calculator prior to this course and you want to use the table function in the calculator, then you are welcome to do that as well. Okay, let's go to the next example. Let's graph y equals 3x minus 1 using the window x min equals -4, x max equals 4, y min equals -15, and y max equals 15. So we're going to start all over. We're going to go to y equals, top left corner, press clear. And I will type in 3x minus 1. Now this time it didn't say use the standard window, it said use this window. So we're going to actually type those numbers into our calculator. Go to your window button, and you can just type over the number that is there. So x min is -4. Make sure you use the little negative sign, not the subtraction sign. And then you can use your down arrow to go to the next one. X max equals 4. Y minimum equals -15. And Y maximum equal 15. Now once you have typed in your minimums and maximums, you can just punch graph. And it's important that you know how to do this, so do this with your calculator with me. So let's find these values, f of -3, f of 0, and f of 4. Now f of -3 means what is y when x is -3. So we're going to just press the trace button again. Trace -3. And we get -10. I'll put in a 0 and enter, and I get -1. And I'll put a 4 in and enter and get 11. So what that tells me is that the point -3, -10 is on my graph, 0, -1 is on my graph, and 411 is on my graph. And we also know that that is a straight line. So I'll have to fudge just a little bit. -3, -10, we'll say is right there. 0, -1, and 4, 11, 9, 10, 11. And then you will want to connect your points. If you're doing this on My Math Lab, there'll be a line button for you to use. And there is the graph of the function that we put on the calculator.